So, Joe and Tim, can you talk us through and give us a brief overview of the legacy processes before you moved to using Avid on Azure? What was the legacy process?
The legacy process was to, scope the requirement, and it would be a certain amount of shows, a certain amount of production every day. So you needed a certain amount of storage, you needed bays and power and air conditioning, all of that stuff. And then rooms for people to go and collaborate and edit within. Because of the pandemic, we needed to relook at that anyway. So when we came out of the pandemic, we said, obviously we got through and we managed to stay on air with a lot of our programs, but were there things we could have done better if we'd had a bit more time to plan this and actually design it? And yes, there were. So that historical sort of process was all up for renewal and reflection and maybe changing it to something different. So that, talking to Avid, they had an edit on demand platform, which is off the shelf. We wanted to kind of almost take that a bit further. We wanted to mirror what we had on site, which is a very bespoke, cherry-picked set of systems, interplay, as MAM, as an archive. All of those things could be addressed with a bit of help from Avid, Microsoft, and support partners in a real, group effort.
Yeah, and when we were looking at this, it was a case of, okay, how are we going to tackle this? Because it's a big platform, and as you say, it's a disruptive platform. So we're really trying to understand, how do we take the whole, not just the users, but the business as well on this journey. So we engaged, and I think Tim and I looked at it, and we looked at the cost of ownership against the previous production to make sure that this, there's a business case to justify this at the beginning, and there was. And then it was a case of understanding, because editors want it to feel like it's the same as they've always done. It's like hardware that sat under their desk. So we had to prove out the functional testing. So we did a POC. And then on from that, we started to do a staged deployment. So we were looking at a pilot stage and then also a production stage. So we could bring the whole of ITV on this journey as well. So like Tim says, cyber, the common platform team, everyone will, it was a joint collaborative process to build this whole platform out.
Yeah, wow. It sounds like it was a very long process. How long did it actually take?
I think in the grand scheme of things, it wasn't too long. It felt like it was a long time.
It was, probably from the original kind of idea of what Nirvana looked like to the actual, what do you call it, sort of launch testing and then the actual go live. It was probably about 11 months actually, but I think we're not done yet. We still want to improve bits. Over the shoulder is a massive piece for producers. It's a huge thing for them to be able to collaborate with their editor during the creative process. They need to be in communication with them. They need to be able to affect change live. So that's something that we're still finessing, and I think I'm very confident we'll get there. But that's something we're working on with our partners and also with the end users themselves. They're the ones that need to kind of steer this. We can't have just the technology people saying, this is great, go and use it. It has to be very collaborative and a two-way comms stream where they're very honest to us and they tell us what doesn't work for them and then we go and fix it.